Hi, you. So it's been a while. I know. I'm so sorry. I've really been wanting to check in sooner, but I really don't like to make videos if I'm not like personally feeling like I want it to be like as authentic as possible. And like if I feel like I have something pressing going on, like to share or like to update, and being in the right headspace too. I've kind of been all over the place this summer, and it's just been it's been really good and really hard at the same time. I'm in a very transitional period, and I think that now that fall is coming up, I like feel a little bit of pressure to move and like do something different again. So this summer's been really good. Like I've been seeing friends a lot more. I've been a lot more social than I've been in like years. That's been really helpful for like my social life and just to feel not so alone. I think that this past year and being so busy and how like people are really busy during like the school year time. Even as an adult, like the summer is just a lot more lax. So it's hard to as an adult make plans with friends and stay in touch the same way. And I was just so busy with school and stuff. So I decided to take the summer off and not rush into my career right away and just honestly regroup, reassess. Um, I'm also in a position where I don't want to stay in New Jersey. I'm born and raised here. So that's definitely been a thing for me where I'm like, do I start now? Do I wait and see like how I feel? Because I just finished my master's. I just got my associate license in counseling. I think I made the right call though, for sure. Like I'm glad I just took the summer to, regroup. Um, I work at a coffee shop, so I feel like that was just like very low key and I just stayed there. This channel is definitely like a passion project, I guess, or not project, but like a hobby for me. Things that I've learned in my life and like things I've overcome and like a lot of knowledge and just like skills, I guess, that I've accumulated over the years of like struggling and overcoming and learning and being more educated on things like mental and physical health and wellness. It's so passionate for me because I get to like live um, in like this truth and like everything that I'm speaking, I'm like practicing what I'm preaching, so that feels good. Like that's why I love counseling. It's such a calling for me because it always holds me accountable. Like it doesn't feel like work the same way because I'm like always doing it every day. If I'm working with people, I don't have to be like reminded almost to like do what I need to do for myself. Like it's a lot more natural. That's definitely something I noticed since taking the summer off. I'm not working in the field. I'm not going to school. It's definitely been harder for me to like implementing certain skills in my routine. Those things were a lot easier when I was like, you know, doing them with my clients in a way, or like if I'm always like talking about these things and about tools, then it just was like second nature, and now it was a bit hard to, and it's been a bit hard to like adjust, and I feel like it's important for me to be like transparent about that, like um I love being positive, obviously, and I love like motivational speaking and motivational interviewing is definitely like one of my major strengths as a counselor too. Um, but I think like I also really think it's important, obviously, to share like the harder things too. I'm not ever gonna be like where I'm like, oh yeah, check, check, check. Like I'm healed, and this is what I did, and this is what you can do, and I know everything. Because of what I've been through, I've had so much opportunity to be self-reflective. I'm a huge journaler. I'm a writer, so I'm like always writing. I video journal. Like I'm always talking to myself and like trying to. I'm an overthinker, so I'm always trying to like figure stuff out in my head. Um, I like to be organized. That's like one of my biggest things. I'm very organized. I would say as a person, just in general, and that includes like my mental processes and so that's how I journal every day, and I'm just always thinking and always trying to, like, I don't know, just psychoanalyze myself so that I can, like, deal better and motivate myself to do what I need to do because I fall short more than I would like to. Um, and I just don't think a lot of people know where to start or like have had the opportunity to be as self-reflective. I talk about this a lot too, that I've really had to develop like a personal relationship with myself, and I have to be my own best friend, and I feel like I am. Um, I feel like I'm my own sister and my own daughter and my own mother and my own best friend. I don't think many people have that relationship with themselves. I think that's where a lot of my emotional insight comes in, is like knowing myself really well or continuously trying my best to get to know myself. That's the thing, like I'm always changing and like growing and evolving, and it's hard to be like, oh, like I'm not the same person, or I'm not, I'm always gonna be me, but like I actually wrote this list the other day. I've been keeping a list like in the notes on my phone of like how am I different um, compared to like how I was like in the past, and I do feel like I'm changing a lot. Like even little things I'll keep track of, like my taste in foods, like foods I never really liked before, and now I'm starting to like them, or like phrases I say now that I never really said, or like I don't know, like how my mindset about things are like changing. So that's kind of like where my mind has been really this summer, and just trying to figure out like what my next move is and like staying connected to myself. This summer has been a lot harder to like really like force myself to like get to know myself. Sometimes I feel like I'm not a dead end even with that, where I'm like, what else do I need to know? What else can I like figure out about how my brain works, and like how can I like make more of an effort to like change how I feel about this or how I think about this. Um and that's what's like really powerful, is like I know that if I work really hard at it or try certain things out, like it really is a trial and error. Like our whole lives are like a trial and error, and it's really hard. Like practicing living in the present moment, um, because I'm like constantly future focusing. Like that's been like my biggest struggle. Is like I can't help but feel like, oh, once I'm here, I'll feel better, or once I'm here, I won't be stressed, or once I, do this, or once I don't know, once I get this job, or once I move, or once I, like, make this amount of money, like, then I'll be, like, okay, but, like, I'm okay. I just, like, yeah, how can I, like, just sit and be, and just live in the present moment, and it's just moment by moment, like, it's just yeah. I think that it makes sense that like, I know that I'll feel better when I get to certain goals, but how do I find peace in the meantime and like give myself inner peace, because that's a value for me is like giving that to myself and giving myself permission to like make this a safe place. So I'm gonna make more of an effort to like do these videos and like, cause they do feel good. It does feel good to be connected. It does feel good to have people that like are in a similar place or like need some encouragement. I think another thing that I have to remind myself is like I've been through so much and I've overcome so much that sometimes it doesn't feel like I've like made much progress, but like that's such a disservice I'm doing to myself because I think what happens too is like I saw this like quote or meme or whatever um not too long ago, and it was saying like maybe you don't feel like you are making much progress because the goalpost keeps moving. And I feel like that I really resonated with. If I really think about it, like I took 3 years off of grad school. I went back. I committed to go like trying to go back, and then a year later I was able to, actually start the program again and finish out the year and get my master's. So like I'm sometimes I'm like, okay, this time last year, like I don't feel like I've accomplished much. But it's like I literally went back to school again after a 3 year break and got my master's. Like I got a whole degree like in that since a year ago. How is that not feeling like I did anything? Um, and then I was talking to my dad about it, and he's like, "Well, it's because you're not using your degree. Maybe you feel like you didn't do anything yet because you're not using your degree. And when you start to, when you start your career, when you actually start to use it again, um, you'll probably feel like you've actually accomplished something." I'm like, true. I think that's definitely part of it. And I worked really hard. Like this last year when I went back, I think it was a lot harder because I was, interning and I had a job. When I was in the program before, I wasn't working. So it was really hard to schedule to like, I was always burnt out. Um, and I worked really hard. So I don't know why I feel like I didn't accomplish much. Like in my head, a lot of it is like, oh well, you did what you were supposed to do. Like you just finished what you started. You should have been done with that years ago. And I'm really trying also to like not let myself do that because that's not fair. Um, the biggest thing, and I think most of us are victim to this, is like we wouldn't judge or minimize anyone else. Like if I was a different person, if I was not me and like someone else was coming to me saying this, I wouldn't like be doing that to them. So why am I doing it to me? It's just hard. It's like I'm people, no matter how much they grow and like learn and what their like high status career is or whatever, we're all just people at the end of the day, and we're all like doing our best, hopefully. Well, not everybody, but like I'm a human being too, and I'm not sometimes I feel like, oh, I should know this already. I should know. It's almost like I do this thing where I'm like, I should know better to not be anxious. I should know better to not be depressed at this point. Um, I'm not in an anxious or depressed in like a mentally ill way, but because I'm very stable. It's just, it's in like a normal person way. Like, human beings, we get anxious, we get depressed, and it doesn't mean that we're like unwell or unstable. Um, it's not the same as having like depression, anxiety disorders, which I've also experienced in the past. But I think that there's like a lot of like I guess that is pressure I'm putting on myself where I'm like, oh, I should know better to not have those emotions, and that's not fair. When I say I'm depressed or anxious, I don't mean like, you know, anxiety for me used to be like panic attacks, can't breathe, I need Xanax. Like, depression for me was like being suicidal and being, hurting myself. But like, that's not what those that looks like for me anymore. It's not disordered. It's very like natural and situational. Like, my finances get me down, or like I don't know, like certain things just done me out, and I get stuck in this like rut. And maybe that's what's important about like the power of the tongue. I've also noticed that it's like maybe instead of saying depressed, I should say I'm just upset, or I'm just in a rut, or I feel stuck. I feel embarrassed. Like, we have like we give our clients like a feelings wheel, and I need to even like use that more to like expand my vocabulary and like really um identify more of what I'm feeling. Like, maybe it's not anxiety, maybe it's just stress, maybe it's just unrest, maybe it's, because it's not comparable to like a mentally ill type of experience. Like, how I feel doesn't affect how I take care of myself and my behavioral patterns. Like, no matter how I feel, I'm still taking care of myself and showing up for myself. But yeah, I think that transitions are some of the hardest seasons, and change is also really good for me and for most of us. I think change is nice because it gives us like fresh start. I'm hearing a lot of good things about people's mindsets come fall, and how tomorrow, September 1st is a Monday, so it's a great place to like start fresh. We're starting the Ember months, like September, October, November, December. Um, so it's gonna be like, so it's like, I feel like August to September is like, you kind of switch into that new season, and good things are coming. They always are. So I'm gonna set the intentions of, trying to stay more present, of course. I want to start reading more. I got off of social media. I deleted the apps for now. I'm gonna try to take a major break, at least for the month of September, and drink more water. You know, and go to bed at an earlier time. I was so good at doing most of that stuff. Honestly, I was so good at it when I was in school and had like a routine. Um, but it's hard giving yourself a routine. So definitely want to try to stay more, you know, disciplined in that way, and um, cook more. That's another thing. I want to cook more because I'm just eating out too much and spending way too much money. And I had this idea of like maybe just one day a week, like a weekend day, where that's when I can allow myself to eat out, and like the rest of the week I have to eat from home. I will check in soon. That's another goal. I hope everyone had a really great summer, and I'm sending good vibes for the new season. I'll talk to you soon.